we get married, the only connection we really have is sexual. So the emotional, conversational part of it is not there. So when we blow up and we having arguments and all of these things, we don't know how to stick together. So guess what? Somebody else gonna come along and we gonna have an emotional connection with them because they listen. They know how to talk to me. They know how to conversate with me better than my partner do. Y'all, welcome to the Uncut Conversation Podcast. I'm Pastor Sadia.
And I'm Pastor J.
And we're coming to you live with a live audience. And we're going to be discussing a lot during this podcast. So go ahead to our YouTube channel and hit that subscription button and open your notifications so that you can catch us every Wednesday. We coming to you with great topics.
I'm sorry, you just so beautiful. If y'all didn't know, this is my beautiful wife. We've been married for like, 5 years? Almost 5 years.
Almost
right?
5 years, yeah.
Look, I love you. Look, it's been a long time. I want to do something with you, and this podcast is just the right idea. Look, it's not just, we're not just going to be talking about relationships, but we're going to be talking about the things in the church that most people are scared to talk about. Relationship, business, sex, we talking about everything. But you're so beautiful. I'm sorry, we got to do a podcast. So, look, we're going to, this podcast, we want this thing to be different. We want to show people the look, to change the look of how people look at God, how people look at church, how people look at pastor, because so many people are going away from the church. And the church is scared to talk about certain topics because most pastors don't want to offend nobody, because if I offend you, you leave the church. If you leave the church, you take your money. And so a lot of pastors will be quiet on the topic, but it don't do no good for people that are affected by not going over the topic. So we want to talk about some topic that might be a little bit on the edge. It probably be on edge today. You right?
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about sex in the church. Jesus. Hey, look, before we go deeper, let me tell you how it's going to go. We got a live audience with a host, but they can participate, join the conversation, so you'll hear questions. If you got questions, just type it in the comment. Amen. But I said amen. See, I'm trying not to be.
You're just so holy, you know? Just so holy. Just so holy.
I want that holy when I met you. And I did. Okay. That whole never conversation. Okay. So look, we want to talk about the topics set in the church.
Yeah.
And the reason why I think that's important is because we don't sex is the one topic that we don't talk about. Or we talk just a little bit, and I don't even think it taught in family, in a household no more. And And this is why we get so many divorces and we get so many things that come up with kids having kids.
Yeah.
Because it's a conversation that nobody talk about.
Yeah.
And we got to talk about. So we gonna talk about what y'all today. Y'all let us know what you think. Share your comment, share the post. So let's talk about sex before marriage. Is it okay? Is it right? Is it something we do? Is it biblical? Or where we get this shut out? What do you think?
And I guess in society these days, when you hear sex before marriage, people tend to cringe.
Okay. Why?
Because that is not part of society, and that's not part of what people, these days want to do. Because, the world shows us one thing, and then because the church don't teach it the way how it's supposed to be taught, we feel like it's okay to follow what the world is doing because it's a norm, and people out there don't think that it's wrong to have sex. They actually encourage it.
Wait. Is it wrong?
It is wrong. It is wrong. Yeah.
Is it wrong? Because you got to accept to multiply.
Yes, but then that you have to make a covenant with God first in order to have sex and multiply.
Well,
right? Because if you think about it, you have sex and multiply in the wrong way. The consequences that come with it is what we can't handle.
Okay. So, but what about the people that don't think that way and that they weren't raised that way and they had no idea about church, about God, or anything like that? Is it okay for us to tell them that they wrong? Is it okay for us to tell them that you going to hell because you slept with that person and that person before you got married? These are stuff that people endure from the church, from this perspective. I know when I grew up, they scared up from heaven's sake.
Yes.
But they scared us and not tell us the truth about sex.
Yeah.
Sex is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's actually a good thing, but how you do it, that's another thing.
Yeah. And going back to what you said about, if they don't know God and if they never had an encounter and nobody ever explained to them. And that's why when people like that come into contact with you, you have to learn to show grace. Because you're in the church, and you might grew up in church all your life, and this person never grew up in church. But church folks is so, when it comes to talking to people within the world, they act like they're so righteous.
You can say they so
judgmental. That was the word that I was looking for. And because, we're so judgmental and we, lack understanding of how to deal with the situation, it pushes people like them away. So if you, like God said, if you walk in agape love and you approach this person and you try to teach them and show them proof, this is what God says, this is what the Bible says about it, I'm not judging you because you did not know what you were doing. But now I'm bringing this to your attention that that you've been doing something wrong. And now it's up to you to correct it.
Wow. So, were you raised in the church? Like, were you raised how was? Cause everybody was raised different.
Yeah.
Everybody come from different culture. I know you from Guyana.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she from Guyana. She cooked that Caribbean food. That thing. Oh, we got to continue. So look, we want to. For what I want to ask you, like, how was your upbringing? Was it in God? Was it not in God? What was your view of marriage?
Of marriage?
Yeah.
In my country, marriage is not a lot of people within my family, first of all, was married.
So and you didn't have a good
example of what it is really to have a kingdom marriage.
Okay.
But my grandmother, she's the pillar of the family. She's the one that always took us to church. And, she made us go to church every Sunday. If you live in her house, you had to. It's a priority for her. It's not an option. So you had to go to church. And that's where I got it from. But when it came to teaching about sex before marriage, it was always something that they scared you about. Like this, if you have sex and you have kids, God don't like this. But yet still, in the Caribbean culture, they were people that were still doing it, outside. Yeah. There were still people having kids out of wedlock, coming home. My aunt had my cousin at 18, and then she got married years down the line. But I've never, even though it was explained to me that it's wrong, it was never taught in depth.
Wow. Look, you said something that made me think, and I want to ask certain people in the audience. Had anybody had a good idea of what marriage looked like? Nobody?
Nope.
And that is a big issue, I think. Some people, because you got some people that just say, forget.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get married. I have no interest of being married. And I think that's why we just go ahead and just, I'm going to do everything that a married person is supposed to do. You got a question?
Okay, so y'all was on the topic sex before marriage, and this is not really a question, but I just want to weigh in. I feel like the struggle comes from waiting before marriage because the people that are telling us to wait for marriage is not even married. So how are you not portraying what you're telling me to do? But that's all I wanted to say.
Oh, wow.
And that's good because, a lot of pastors are not married. So I don't know what you do with your life behind closed doors.
It's more pastors married than not married, though.
Yes, it's more pastors married but not married, but most of them that are not married, they have the majority of the people in the church.
I got a question for us. So when you say the people that tell you they not married, what people you talking about? Being in church or family? Or?
Well, I mean all around the board, because it may be a parent that told you that that's not even of God. But then maybe I went to church and I heard a pastor say it as well. And I know for a fact that pastor is not married and encouraging me to do what he's doing. So it could go all across the board.
Wait. What do you mean?
Because telling by the fruit of his life and what he's showing me on his Instagram, on his Facebook, or even how he's even hugging the women of the church is telling me it's more than what you're preaching me. So it's across the board.
Maybe I heard that wrong. Wait, I gotta clarify that. 'Cause I'm confused real quick. No, I want to get that right.
Yeah.
When you say that what he's doing, like in a good way or the bad way?
I would say probably the bad way. And it's not me trying to critique
So
him.
he's telling you to be faithful when he's not faithful.
Correct.
Or wait when he's not
Waiting.
Correct. Because that's your girlfriend, y'all not married, but you're encouraging me to wait till marriage.
Oh, I understand.
I just had to get clarification because I thought you were talking about he waiting. Oh, Jesus. I don't know we want to do that podcast because then y'all just went left. Wow. You do got some people that will always expect you to do stuff that they won't do, that they not living. And I think that's the problem with the church, not get married. You got people that tell you don't do this and do that, but they up there doing.
Yeah, because even outside of church too, because my dad, I grew up with my dad, and he always told me, not to have sex, not to give yourself up. Wait, but
wait. I think he just told that because you were his girl.
Of course,
yeah.
But how you gonna tell me
that too?
Yeah, but how you gonna tell me that you're the parent that's supposed to be setting the example, right? And that's basically what she's talking about. The parent that's supposed to be setting the example, because even after you grow up, they still talk to you about decisions that you make in life that has consequences. But yet still, they're making the same wrong decisions in front of your eyes. So is it good or is it bad?
Go ahead.
So I also want to say I agree what you were saying about, not having good examples of marriage, and then it's also just seeing people get married and then seeing them step out and do stuff they're not supposed to do. And I felt like, they be in church too and claiming God, but they also don't have a understanding of how their actions, whether their child sees them or not, still has an effect on.
That's good. I want to say that because I was born up and my mama always say, tell me what not to do, and I remember I almost got smacked. Because I was one of the smart kids, and nobody didn't tell me you can't be smart with mama. So I would tell her, what you doing? And she tell me, you grown, stay in child place. But when we say that and never leave the person, we give it a bad look.
Yeah.
Because in reality, more is caught than what is taught.
Yeah.
You heard something?
She just took whatever I was about to say out my mouth, so nah.
Okay.
Yeah, and also, if you most of the time you see that in a relationship where they're married, and then they tell you not to do this, or marriage is supposed to go this way, a certain way, but they step outside and they're doing things that they're not supposed to do, cheating, having sex outside of their marriage. that's because they fail to tell you that something is missing as well in the marriage as well. We was having a conversation on the way here, and what was the question you asked me? Can you remember?
No.
I can't remember the question per se, but I remember the answer to my question when I said to him, I said, emotional, oh my God. Having a emotional connection and physical connection is two different things. And when you first start a relationship, having an emotional connection, the conversation, the getting to know each other, it's supposed to come first. It's supposed to be the first interest, because I want to know who I'm talking to, who I'm getting myself into, what is their ambition, where they see themselves 10 years from now. That should be the focus, to get an understanding of who I'm about to say I do to. So when you bring that sexual connection into it first, guess what? When we get married, the only connection we really have is sexual. So the emotional, conversational part of it is not there. So when we blow up and we have an argument and all of these things, we don't know how to stick together. So guess what? Somebody else gonna come along and we gonna have an emotional connection with them, because they listen. They know how to talk to me. They know how to conversate with me better than my partner do.
Let me tell you something. When you start based off of sex, that how you start will determine the way you're going to fight.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got more people thinking that, let's be real, especially a couple that fights, we say in car, they fight thinking that I'm fighting, we gonna make that later.
Oh.
And so now you get fighting, get headset.
Yeah.
And now it toxic.
Yeah.
Jesus. So if it toxic, your mother become toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Your relationship become toxic. Let's go back. You said something before I said that. You said something. I think in a relationship, the one thing that is important and key, I don't care who you are, is communication. You can communicate physically, emotionally, or spiritually. All that got to be on the same level. Your sex drive is a communication.
Yeah.
That's how you connect physically. You hear me? Me concerned about how you think.
Yeah.
I'm communicating with you emotionally.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned. Me talking it out when we had a disagreement.
Yeah.
That communication. And I think whether you marry or not or in a relationship, never, this why I say sex before marriage is dangerous. Get my opinion. Is because we get to know each other sexually.
Yeah.
And not mentally. Not spiritually. When you meet a person, the first thing that either draw you to them or from them is a look.
Yeah.
I don't care about what car they drive, I don't care how they talk, I don't care how they think, if they go to church. The first thing you look is the physical thing.
Yeah.
And just because they don't look the way you look, you can miss out on the actual person that completes you.
Yeah.
You got more sexual connection than communication connection. You can talk, you can listen, but sex good.
You know, some women have they list, they sexual list. Yes, they want. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You know, the way how they want a man to touch them.
Stop. Wait, I heard female headman list. Y'all got a sexual list?
Man, some of them do.
Wait.
Some of them do.
Jesus.
You know, they have their preference of how they want to be touched and how they want to be handled. And you know, I know you didn't just do that.
I just said.
You know, they got that list, you know, and they want to check off that list before they say I do. I was watching something the other day, and the girl said, I'm not waiting 3 years before I get married or 6 months before I get married to know what he's like in bed, because she wants to make sure that he good there.
But is she wrong though? Is she wrong? Is she wrong? Because the thing is, you complete me, but if you can't complete me, that's a problem.
What you got to say?
And that's why, we gonna get that. That's why you should never base it first.
Yeah.
But you should base it off your communication talk. Let go back real quick to where we met. We met in the pandemic.
Yeah.
COVID-19, everything shut down. We met towards the end of March. You remember that?
Yeah. I remember the date too.
We met on Facebook dating, y'all.
Yes.
Yeah, so you can find somebody online, and it can be a guy, and it can be successful. But I think that was the best time to meet.
Yeah.
Because we didn't see each other physically for 4 months. And so for 4 months, all we could do is hear each other's voice.
Yeah.
Talk about everything. I'm not going to work. She ain't going to work.
No. We're just home.
We just talking.
Talking on the phone.
We talking for hours. Talking about everything.
And we wasn't, not video.
Yeah, she ain't like video.
We wasn't doing video conversation. We was just doing regular.
You didn't like video with me, but now you video with your family every day. And that a whole nother subject. I don't think she want me to see how she look.
I did not, because, you know, I'm a homebody at the end of the day. And I like to be comfortable. I'm not one of the females where you see me with makeup 24/7, baby.
No, she not. I had first to put on makeup today for a podcast. She would go without.
I would. I sure would.
But what I was saying is that we had focused on our communication. And so our relationship is different. For those that don't follow me, you know, I was born with cerebral palsy, had disability, so she never been with nobody with disability. And so for me, it was like, I need her to see that, one, I'm not slow. Two, we can hold conversation. And so we focused on talking about everything. So when it was time for us to meet up, I think you had a little bit setback because you saw the disability for the first time.
Yeah.
And you didn't want me to see it, but I knew it. And I think because we communicated so much and we connected so much, it put past.
Yeah, it did, because in the, meeting him for the first time and seeing how, him as an individual operate on a daily basis, it took me back, because I didn't think about that part. What would I possibly see, prepare myself. So once me and him we met and we started talking, and I got past that part of it, it felt like we'd been knowing each other for years. So the conversation kept going despite, I to be honest, I didn't see his disability anymore after that.
Wow.
So what that does is, because we spent so much time building a strong foundation on talking, spiritually, emotionally, we were able to overlook. People don't like when I say it, but it's true. I wanted her type, and she wanted my type. So when I saw her, I was thinking back too. Like, oh, she's small. But because we had a strong connection, it put past what we saw. Yeah.
And I think many people miss out on a good thing because we focus on what we see and not what we have.
Yeah.
So I'm going to open the floor up. Anybody want to say something? You go ahead.
I was going to say, to go back to when y'all talking about how the physical part is communication, like sex or whatever. So you were saying how testing it out before you get married to see, and like you was asking if that was wrong. So I was just going to say, like, since the physical part is communication, then that means when you get married, even if they not as good as you expected or whatever, you should be able to teach them or show them whatever it is. That shouldn't be like a deal breaker, right?
No, I'm not going to say, I can't say it won't be a deal breaker. Because sex is like a gift from God for much. So if it's a gift from God, then it also is the one thing that destroys much. Now, can you get past it? Yes. Can you build it? Can you make it better? Yes. But it's also important is how you make it better. Y'all can't, if sex is what holds you together, that's the thing that can break you apart.
Yeah.
just like in communication, what hold you together, that thing that can break you apart is you stop communicating, you never apart.
You lose interest sexually.
So I rather do the communication part, even if one night, cause what happens if they don't touch you the way they used to? What happens if they went go hang out with their girlfriend talking, and now girlfriend telling you what her man did to her, and it sounds good, and then you want him to do it, but you don't get that same effect. Yeah. Let it go in your head. Let it go in your head.
We as females sit down and we love to talk about what we do in our marriage, and outside too. You know, we look at relationship outside, and they say relationship goals, and people want the same type of relationship that others have for themselves. When people don't understand that God created a marriage to be unique in its own way, to touch different people out there. Yes, it's going to be people with similarities, but everybody has their own unique anointing in their marriage, or the way that God wants to use them. So if I'm looking at somebody else's marriage, and they all lovey-dovey, and they do everything right for their partners, and all of these things, and I'm looking at mine, I want Jesse, you need to be like that. I want us to be like that. I want us to do this, and I want us to do that. When God called us to do something totally different, and we're going to be happy doing something totally different.
The moment that you start duplicating what you see is the moment you mess up what you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, the moment that you start duplicating what you see is the moment that you mess up what you already have. And I had people say, hey, you should do this for your wife. You should do that for you. I know my wife. I know what makes her happy. Because I study her. Y'all hear? So, but I want to jump back. We about to close out, but I want to jump back. Because this thing can go deep.
Yeah.
This thing can be touchy to some people. Let's go back. Is sex a bad thing before
marriage?
What do y'all think?
I think it's very it could, like, sex before marriage could be a bad thing because of how powerful it is. And because of how powerful it is, how detrimental it can get, especially spiritually. Sex is more like it's like a power, like it gives releases, or it causes things to change, especially when it's, when it's under the covenant of God. When y'all decide to make that decision to be like, and say I do, and from it's crazy because it's like a transaction between one another.
Yeah.
And when people go through things, or you got a couple that go through things personally, y'all have sex, your transfers and all that stuff, blase swell, or even what I'm saying, you might take on things of them, you might take their personality, or what they going through, And yeah, it's dangerous now because you ain't even in the protection of God, you know.
Wow.
And I do believe as well, because of how powerful it is, that's, you know, if it's not of God, that's also what causes, like, you know, spiritual, like, you know, battles, you know, wars, you know, storms as well. You know, and people don't really talk about that or, you know, really understand why that's, like, very important, you know. How come, like, sex is so, kind of like a crazy thing to talk about even before or after marriage because of the power it holds, you know.
You said something real key, and we're gonna end it on that note. But I think you said something. We probably got to do a part 2, part 3, part 4 of the set in church, cause we dug deep into the set people, but one thing you said that and not to make it spiritual or too churchy, but it a known fact. If you have sex with somebody, it changes you.
Yeah.
It changes your emotion.
Yeah.
I think that a deeper decision that you got to make. You got to be real careful who you get yourself to.
Yeah, because you're becoming one. You're becoming one with that person. Even outside of marriage, you're becoming one with that person. So if that person is dealing with a lot of stuff, you might find that you emotionally, you might be dealing with the same things. You start dealing with the same things that they're dealing with. Because now you transferred over to each other what y'all been dealing with. So that's why it's very important to think about what you're about to get yourself into before you get yourself into it. You know, sex makes you feel good at the end of the day. It does. But 5 minutes of it, just for some good pleasure or whatever y'all do behind closed doors, and then when you come out from that closed door, you tripping for the rest of your week. Is that something you want to continue to do?
And so, no matter if we are in church or if we are just in the natural society, the truth of the matter, we got to be real careful because who you sleep with, you can become.
Yeah.
You can take on stuff and feel moody, feel happy, feel depressed, and that 5-10 minutes was good. In some cases, 45 seconds was good. But yeah, we got 45 seconds. You know, it might be 10 seconds.
Oh my God.
Okay, that's too deep. You said 2. You had 2 seconds, man? Oh, I'll pray for you.
I had 5 minutes before, so.
That's a long time. That's just a quickie. 5 minutes is a long time.
Okay, they going somewhere else.
Yeah.
We talking about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Amen. That another conversation. How long do it need to be? Can you survive?
Oh my God.
Okay. Question.
I also want to say, like, for women having sex before marriage, I don't care what nobody says, because some people like to say that they can sleep around and not feel a way about it. That's a lie. Like, for women, I'll say on behalf of women, that's not true.
Men too.
Men too.
Men too. Because you think about it.
So
Sex brings.
Gonna come for us.
No, I'm not. I ain't coming for you, baby. But for both parties, cause at the end of the day, it brings feelings. Okay, it brings feelings, emotional feelings, and after that, it could be. It just need one time to happen, and you become very territorial. Even though you and that person don't have no, y'all probably not in a relationship. It becomes territorial because if he just finished with you in the back and he walk out and another girl groping and rubbing on him, you back there feeling some type of way. Same thing with the man. Same thing with the man. So it makes you become territorial.
We just show it different.
Yeah.
We show different. Female more emotional. We show it in our movement or our talk or our,
And I feel like also what I meant by that too, that and also, you don't ever, I feel like from a woman's perspective, you don't ever feel good walking away from, like, it doesn't, first, it's a feeling, like, that you have. I can't explain it. But, like, after you have sex with somebody that you might even be in a relationship with, y'all not married, but, you know what I'm saying? It's just something, it always feels like something is being, like, stripped away from you. So, and I feel like by the time you get to the person that you're supposed to be with, it makes it a little more difficult sometimes.
So let me say this. The only way you feel like something is stripped away from you, that's when you're doing it without God's covenant. Because it should never feel like that when you're married to the person that God has for you. It should never feel like that. And if it feel like that, then you need to start asking yourself a whole lot of questions.
But it don't got to be much.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They before. That's what you get before. And you sleep with somebody for one night and feel.
And that's why I say it feels like that.
But why do it feel like that?
It feels like that because you're doing it away from God's covenant. And you're basically not following the order of God. So guess what? He is draining you, or she is draining you. The little that God put in you, that anointing that God put in you, is being drained. Because when spirits come inside of you, they're coming to tear down every single thing that God put in you.
Wait, so you get two cups?
Did you? No, he didn't say that.
I mean, it uncut. No, it for real. You got who
you sleep
let
with
in you, because two things coming in.
Two things.
Two things coming. And one of those things might be something that changed your whole life.
Yes.
And that might be a baby.
Yeah.
The other thing could be an STD.
That too.
So that's three things.
Or a demon.
Or a spirit.
Or a spirit.
I was looking the other day in the report from CDC. It was like in 2024 they had 2.4 million people that contracted an STI. And out of 2.2 million, only 1 million were curable.
Curable?
Yeah, so That's a lot. So it's not just about saving my soul, because God said it's saving my soul to live.
That too, because
It's saving my soul, because I don't want, especially if you live in Atlanta, Georgia.
yeah,
You got, or DC, or California, or Chicago,
New York.
Texas. Let go there, because you got STD running around like kids.
Yeah. And those of y'all, cause I'm gonna put myself out there. Cause when I didn't grow to this level spiritually, and I was in the world, yes, I was having sex, right? But every time I was done, I was so scared that I was gonna go get tested afterwards. Do you want to continuously live in that type of fear?
Oh, Jesus. I think that should be a net topic, or we should come back to that unprotected sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going there. Hey, look. Hey, you got a question?
I have one last question. I know this is uncut since y'all are going there.
Okay.
I wanted to ask, because this is taboo in church, knowing that this is about sex in the church. There has been back and forth about self-gratification and whether it's wrong or right, because there's not something in the Bible that specifically says that. So you have people who have those desires, but they don't want to go against God's word. So they may think that's okay for those for those desires where they're not involving fornication or sleeping with other people. What does the church say about that? Is it wrong? Is it right?
So when you say that the Bible don't really talk about it, that my thing with people when they say stuff like that, Yeah, the Bible might not address that specific thing, but it do get other things that we should not do that tied to. One, we should never be tempted by our own desires. That one. So when you think about it like that, it's meant for the other person, not you. So if I having sex with myself, it's just like I'm glorifying myself. Because when you are in a relationship with God, you cannot glorify yourself. So if I am in a relationship or a marriage with somebody, I should not be touching myself, because the Bible says my body don't belong to me. It belongs to my spouse. So I shouldn't be changing, touching, into or bringing out anything that my wife don't agree with. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Nah, because you said what your wife don't agree with, and like you said, be in a relationship with Christ, because people don't understand too. When you're single, you in a relationship with God. You married to God while you're single as well. So
you gotta stay faithful. And I like that, because the Bible compares marriage to a relationship between God and the church. And we are the church. So if we are the church and we married to God, we need to be faithful to God in our singleness. That means don't go to a strip club, don't watch your favorite adult film. That means don't touch yourself. That means the very thing, because God is preparing you for your bride or your groom. So when you get there, you ain't bringing no toxic in your marriage.
Yeah.
The last question we got go.
This is not really a question, but I'm going to bring it back to I'm not going to say the worldly aspect because some of us are freshly saved. But also coming from the worldly aspect of it, I understand everything everybody was saying about the whole touching yourself and the test driving a car. That also comes with unlearning what you were taught. Because people will come in here and hear y'all saying all this, and that's why I'm bringing it back. People will come in here and hear y'all saying this, but they're still installed to the way they were thinking before. So this is basically a teachable moment for the ones that are new to their walk with Christ. Because I never knew, and I'm 3 years in here, I've never knew that me touching myself, because before I came to church, it was get to know your body so you will know where you want your husband to hit you. That's taught in this world. And that's why I said I want to bring it back around to y'all, because this is the church and we're trying to reach the church, but I'm a new believer. And I was taught, I never got introduced to God until I walked into his kingdom. But I was taught to test drive a car before I get married. And I was also taught, learn your body so you can teach your husband how to learn your body.
The bond with test driving a car. It of a cars out there. No. Listen, and we gonna cut this right here. It of a car out there. Listen, truth be told, you can get hyped about a car. But drive it for 30 days, you gonna want something else. You gonna see something better that got a better engine, that got better look, that shape different. Ooh, what is that? So, teacher, they a whole nother concept. Show. So, topic. So, look, if you're watching this, we gotta go, but I want you to hit that subscribe button. If this episode was good, let us know in the comments. We'll be back with more content, going deeper and better. Real talk, real faith, no filters. Anything you want to say?
I hope y'all enjoyed this scene, and drop y'all questions in the comments. We are willing to answer them. And don't be upset by the answer that you get, because we're going to always keep it real. And y'all know that we on YouTube. Go ahead, like he said. We on TikTok as well, and Instagram. So go ahead and follow both of us, and follow Uncut Podcast.
And we see you next week, the same time, same day, Wednesday at 7:30. Turn your notification on right now. And we out.